bring the trouble to your mind. Because what? It really all stems from the Lord. That's Psalms 17 and 13 or 14. Go ahead. You got it.
Okay, yeah, this is Psalm 64 and 6. It says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search.
Yes.
That's why they, a good example, 23andMe. They take particularly Jake's DNA, they fuck with it, they tamper it so they can see what makes our DNA tick. What did they do? They did something recently with the DNA. Man, oh my goodness, I can't, I can't even think about it. But, they actually have what you would call people who are hired to be think tanks, where they sit in, rooms thinking of ways to be more malicious and mischievous and diabolical against Jacob, particularly Jacob. I remember Elder Ariella, man, years ago, talking about email spam. That's why they have to capture things now, because they're, it's really Esau trying to pretend that he knows your mind, he knows what you want, but that's all because they fucking around with Jake, and they're like, you know what, this guy's probably gonna like that shit. He looks like he likes that type of stuff, so I'm gonna spam him with it, But it says they search out iniquities and they accomplish a diligent search. Esau knows how to destroy Jacob. The only problem, the only obstacle blocking his way is that the Lord is working for us. That's in Psalms 124. That's the first. To tell you that had not the Lord been on our side, then the enemy would have consumed us.
Get to it.
So that's what's keeping Esau from, being able to destroy us. But it says they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. I know it says in, what is that, Proverbs, that they sleep not except they've done mischief. So Esau loves to go to sleep. Loves to go to sleep knowing they can.
Yeah, that's good.
Put out some nasty shit, more contaminated, or another show to pollute the child's mind. Another way that they can weaken the household. Taking the man out, giving more liberty to the woman. These are, the whole women's liberation act was a strategic move by the Rothschilds, man. The Rothschilds funded that project, or whatever you want to call it.
That's right.
This is Proverbs 4:16. It says, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief.
Yeah, it talks about, how they also devise iniquity in the Micah, the 2nd chapter, while they're on their bed. So they're doing it in comfort. So they're not comfortable until they've thought of some malicious shit, man. So they've schemed. So they've thought of ways.
Well, see, that's the thing. Y'all gonna understand that this is the devil. The devil. He is not here to, have a kumbaya all over the earth. He's not here for no humanitarian effort. This nigga, it said the thief cometh not but to steal and to destroy. But the Lord came that we through what he said that he was gonna bring life, roughly paraphrasing. All right, so the so-called white man was put here to destroy, and that's all they've been doing.
Revelation 6 and 4.
Well, what is that one that created a waste to destroy? Yeah.
So let's see a little bit more here. It says that for Proverbs 4:16 again, it says, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they
Shalom Gabar.
And that's to cause harm and injury.
Right? Yeah, so in his way is a methodical way. You see, and he searched out iniquity.
Well, part of the meaning of system, it does mean pit, but it also is an intricate design. So to be intricate is time and dedication and detail. So, it took a long time for Esau. He took a long time to think and continue to think of the ways to take down Jacob. But I got that Revelation 6 if you want it.
It's a little bit more. It says, verse 14, it says, for they eat the bread of wickedness and they drink the wine of violence. That goes into what we bring out.
That's like, ultimate comfort to Esau. Seeing an Israelite in a destroyed state and keeping them there.
Hey, Thaba, get on the outskirts. Y'all gotta show this man how to do this, man. Come on, man. I gotta show him how it's done.
This is Revelation 6:4. It said, and there went out another horse that was red and power, and that's representing Esau, all right, the so-called white man. It says, and power was given to him, which also, just a fun fact, Esau being Edom, meaning red.
Yeah. So the red horse, the red is out of one. All right, you can go that, you can match that up with that out of one, which that's Esau's name, or Edom, meaning red, and the horse represents power. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, and power was given to him.
Right. Key word, given to him. What the scripture says should come to your mind is Daniel the fourth
4:17.
chapter, 17th verse.
Yep.
You
Power
got
was given, meaning to transfer. So to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. I'm gonna read that again. It said that power was given to him that sat thereon, which is Esau, to take peace from the earth.
Right. So his whole job, he was manifested to what? To take peace from the earth. All right. To bring mischief by way of law. Okay.
Yeah.
It says, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Right. And that great sword, you can match that up with Genesis the 27th chapter. I think around the 40th verse.
Right.
Because that was his blessing, a great sword. So you can match those two up. You see?
It also talks about the great sword that was given to him, the glittering spear in Ezekiel.
Yeah.
So, yep.
You got to get sharp. Oh, unless. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, this is Michael 2:1 says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Yep, see, it's in the power of their hands.
Hey, can you bros, cause my phone's slow as shit.
Yeah.
Go
Michael 2.
to Michael 2
I got it.
and look up the vibes.
What?
The vibes.
Okay.
The blue letter.
I got it right here.
And whoever gets
To plan,
Yep. Yeah.
calculate, invent.
Yep. Esau been doing that, man. Calculating events, devising, planning upon their beds, man.
Yep. And again, I brought out that just a bed represents comfort. You know, the rest.
Yep.
And Esau thinks he's resting here. You know that the whole thing with the COV 19. You know that's why he called it the Rona, because he was crowning his enterprise. He thought he was at rest. That he got where he wanted to be. You know? But we know there's more. You know, the chip, microchip.
That's the plan he devised.
Yep.
The brother was talking about in the car. You know? And these motherfuckers, they vote for president, then they gonna save their ass. They under the same plan, man. To chip all you motherfuckers.
It's two wings on the same damn eagle.
You know?
Hey, real quick, part of that device, I just now scrolled up, one of the words for it was cunning. That goes back to the laws. That goes back to who was the original person called cunning, Esau. So
Cunning hunter.
cunning hunter.
It ain't just about hunting in the woods.
Yeah.
It's about hunting people,
Yep. Yep.
nations.
Yep. And also cunning means to be skillfully deceptive.
Yep.
So so imagine a man who is cunningly deceptive and has the power to take away peace from the planet.
Well, that was the serpent in the garden. He was cunning to Eve.
Perfect.
How he beguiled Eve. He was cunning. So that's the same spirit. The serpent, the same spirit as Esau with his cunningness, and that's the bewitching. That's the same thing.
But did you finish that? You want to go
No,
next?
it's just one more.
I got that.
Here, I got Deuteronomy. Oh, well, you go ahead. Go ahead.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 25, and verse 27, and it reads, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
The whole field too, also the earth.
Yep.
Yeah,
The earth. Yep.
Michael 2 and 2 I couldn't let you brothers read the rest of this. And they covered fields.
That's it.
Yep.
And they covered fields.
That's it. That's how you know it's something about Esau. He's the man of the field. And what they do, they covered fields, which is the earth. That's Esau. Go ahead, finish that up.
Come. This back in Micah 2:2, it says they covered fields, they take them by violence.
Right, that's Esau with his cunningness. He take it by violence. Real quick, somebody get Revelation 6:4. I just called it like 4 minutes ago.
Read that.
He read it.
You read it again? Read it again. Read it again.
Back in Revelation 6:4, it says, and there went out another horse that was red, being Esau, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Right, so understand what it's saying. It said power was given unto him. He didn't usurp this power on his own. All right, Isaac gave him that power by the way of the blessing. All right, and he didn't have an ear, let him hear. Isaac is Yahushua. So Yahushua gave him that blessing. So power was given unto him. Go ahead.
And that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
So that was his blessing, to take peace from the earth. Go ahead.
And that they should kill one another.
Right.
And there was given unto him a great sword.
See, so that they shall kill one another. Is World War I, World War II. All of these different wars. Those are Edomites. Those are Europeans versus Europeans. Esau versus Esau. The Germans, the British, the Russians, right? The English. Those are all Edomites. You know?
Yeah, millions died. And,
Millions was put to death. But that was his blessing, that they were going to take peace from the earth. But they're slaughtering each other. Fuck Putin. Like, he Edomite still. They all the devil. The Germans, they just the smart devils. All right? The you wish, they just the real deceptive, cunning devils. You know? The Germans is the wise devils. The you wish is the deceptive, money hungry devils.
Yeah, evil.
And they do anything by means of getting riches.
The American is the covetous devil.
When you're looking about a man who sells his own soul through covetousness.
Right.
You know? There's no end to what he would do to do it. And so that's why I was saying, like, you got the devil, the power to take the peace from the earth. He's always in mischief. He does everything by violence. You know, he's cunning. He's very skillful at it.
Yep.
You know, all these things that the Lord listed about this man, like, you know.
Hey, real quick, this is Matthew 12:26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? See, they're divided against each other. The Edomites, and that's from the brother Gadal Gabar. So Satan is against himself, which is Esau. That's his communities, his kingdoms. They're all divided.
I got the precept.
Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 14, starting at verse 5. It says, the Lord Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Hey, go back. Go to verse 3.
God, it's Isaiah 14:3. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
Yeah, which is a future prophecy. The hard bondage is where we at now, captivity, under Esau, the transatlantic slave trade, Cristobal Colon coming over here taking down the northern kingdom. Go ahead.
Verse 4. That thou should take this parable against the king of Babylon,
All right.
and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
Yeah, this is that golden city. How has that oppressor ceased? Going back to, on our way here, we was listening, y'all went into the word wicked, which is Amal, and he oppressed the nations, beginning with the Israelites. That's what the Amal means, people of oppressed. Remember, it said that Judah and Ephraim was oppressed together. Who oppressed them together? Esau.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I got the definition for oppressed, and the Strong's Concordance is lagas. It says to press, to drive. It says demanding, exert, or demanding pressure, it says to extract, so like extractor of tribute. It says to be Lord, taskmaster. You know, get the point.
Yep.
Verse 5. It says the Lord Yahweh had broken the staff. So like,
Yeah, and remember it said that golden city. How has that golden city ceased? This was that golden city that the Lord had established by the way of the sword. It all ties hand in hand. How did he become a golden city? Because he had the power to take down all the nations by the way of the sword. Go ahead.
it says verse 5. The Lord had broken the staff of the wicked.
Yep, he broken the staff. The staff is what? His rulership. Go ahead.
And the scepters of the rulers.
That's what a king has. He has a scepter. A scepter is a form of authority. So what's finna happen is Yahweh Hashem is finna take that authority away from Esau. Go ahead.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
Yep.
He that ruled the nations in anger.
Through his laws. Go ahead.
Is persecuted and none hinder it.
Yep. So he's finna be persecuted. Go ahead.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet and break forth into singing.
This is a future prophecy. This is yet to come to pass. Because as of now, the whole earth isn't at rest right now. Because the devil is still swinging that axe. It's swinging the sword. But this is what we're approaching. Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Proverbs 29:2, I think it's 29:2. It says, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
So ain't no rejoicing.
Ain't no rejoicing right now. So the righteous can't be ruling at this point. The world hates those small hats. It's just so now that it's become to the point where, by the way of the media, they're being exposed, and they're by the way of the end of the world is the nations is confessing their hate for the Jews. All right.
They're walking out on the speeches.
Yeah, the nations are confessing on how much they hate the goddamn Jewish people. Go ahead.
It says, verse 8, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
Yep, a cutter of the nations. He cut down the nations with his laws, with his witchcraft, with his democracy, with his central banks. He put those central banks in your countries with those military what you call them what you call them things where the ambassador goes? They call them embassies.
Yeah.
You see, those embassies are if you have an American embassy in your country, that's basically like they occupying you, because then they have their different military there. It's an occupying, meaning they taking over you through force. Read that part again.
Yeah, who knows that more than Esau? Because they know presence is intimidating.
Yeah.
They even do that. The cops even do that type of shit, and that's all they orchestrated.
How you have an American embassy in a whole other country? You got Northcom, Avcom, Centralcom, you know, in different various of lands. So they're the authority of the earth right now. Go ahead.
It says, verse 9 again, it says, hail from beneath the boots and meet thee at thy
Read verse 8.
God, verse 8. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
Yeah, meaning that since the devil has been taken out of his rulership, we're not being oppressed anymore. All right, go ahead.
It says, hell from beneath is moved to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth.
Yep. So now the chief ones of the earth, which is the nations, they're waking up to all of the evil and the wickedness of this devil, even though they knew it. But now, by the way of them being exposed on various levels with whistleblowers, and the scripture says that their tongues shall fall against themselves. Now they're finding out that they've been fucking with them the whole time. Economic hitmen, setting up coups in their own country, setting up puppet leaders. You know, they're starting bringing in agent provocateurs in their countries,
Well, that's why they got
causing riots and shit. Go ahead.
There's something in the military that you can actually go in for a position called logistics, which but they mainly use it in the military. But it's a study of social, language. You know, what was that movie? Was it Airplane? With the when the two Jakes were speaking, I think they called it jive. And you had the nun.
Oh
come
yeah,
around.
It's like a comedy.
Yeah. But they were talking in a way that Jake, talks.
Yeah.
But then the white nun came along and she could talk jive, but they were able to do that because they watched Jake. They watched how Jake talks to each other, what words they use.
Esau does that through NGOs. They call non-government organizations.
Mm-hmm.
They'll plant them in communities.
Yeah.
And they'll basically learn the community.
Try to adapt within the
It's
community.
but it's not just about not just over Jake, but they use
With other
that
nations,
in other nations too. That's why they're able to be spies and shit.
Yep.
But I have something from Jeremiah.
Yep. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand
Yep.
that made all the earth drunken.
That's it.
The nations have drunken of her wine. Yep. Therefore, they ate up the policies. Some of them became allies with America. Then they found out, what the fuck was this all about? I've been duped.
They start to see their communities go down, their economies to go down, their women to get rebellious.
Yep. It says the nations have drunk.
They got moles and shit over in these other countries now and shit. They ain't playing that shit.
Yep. What was it? One of the countries? But they banned it. They making it illegal to be transition. Yeah, there you go. I know there's another one too.
Russia did that too.
Well, yeah, they've been. So.
Nigeria.
Yep. If you look on the map, and you look at certain, like the L, being bow and trans and all that. You look on these maps on Google, you can see areas of the world that are highlighted that promotes or accepts it, and all these other third world countries, not third world countries, but the other countries, they don't see none of it highlighted. But it says the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Mm-hmm. They found out Esau the devil.
Yep.
They found out Esau's a fraud.
A low life piece of shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They finding out now that he a fraud.
Extortionist.
Covetous,
Covetous.
sneaky.
It's like Diddy, not to bring him up, but like Diddy learned that from the so-called white man, and like you spike wine at the parties and all that. Like they wake up, like the nation's sobering up. They waking up from that wine, and you saw, spike. Not to bring up Diddy.
But that's why, if you go back to Isaiah,
I don't know how you correlated Diddy with this shit. Fuck Diddy, nigga. Go ahead. Everybody want to talk about Diddy. Leave Diddy alone, man. All right.
Let the nigga serve his time.
Fuck Diddy.
Well, actually, I'm going to just get the scripture that it speaks instead. Isaiah 14 and...
the Department of Justice. They weren't even the feds.
I'll start at Isaiah
I ain't looking
14,
at nothing that got that nigga name in it. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
And 4:12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Lucifer just meaning light bearer, which you have an elite small group of Edomites that believe themselves to be highly illuminated with unusual amounts of knowledge. Which is what to say, on the left-hand side. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation?
Yeah, his heaven is basically his kingdom, his empire. How has he fallen from grace? Remember Isaiah 47, it says, sit down in the dust, O daughter, virgin Babylon. All right?
It says, which didst weaken the nations. Because also it tells, in Obadiah, it says, how are thy secrets be so made bare?
Yep.
Because, at one point in time, everybody was, had succumbed to Esau's deception.
Yeah.
Everybody.
They was bewitched.
All the nations were listening and, all right, we'll do business with you so long as we get a piece of the pie. Now they finding out, well, we were working with you. Why are you working against us? It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
I will sit also upon the mounts of the congregation in the sides of the north. Esau being claiming himself to be the ultimate judge too. Israel. It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Because Esau has a God complex.
Mm-hmm.
It says, yet thou should be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. The main point being, they that see thee, which is ultimately going to be everybody, all right, even the other nations, when you're being destroyed by those thermonuclear missiles, the Lord's going to allow it to be broadcast all over the planet. And you're going to feel it. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee. It's going to be like tunnel vision, especially in the kingdom, when Esau, being back, stripped of all his power, being a slave, because once the nations have found out fully, one of y'all said earlier, the full extent and depth of what this man was doing, the pettiness, then everybody's going to look at you. Hell no.
All you got to do is look at the Jim Crow. Actually, look at the laws within the Jim Crow, and then you'll see the pettiness and the extent to where he was just. You'll see the hatred. Right.
Right. It said, "They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?" Because
right. It wasn't Satan. It wasn't the spiritual demon Satan.
Right.
It was an actual man.
Right.
Okay, and then you got people that just fucking stupid, man. I'll just call it like it is. People are fucking stupid because you Christians are fucking stupid. Christianity is stupid. Christians are stupid. Okay, because they believe that it was this spiritual entity that is.
But they're not Christians.
Down. Yeah, true.
They're not Christians. The true Christians is the Israelites. The true Christians are the believers of Yahweh Shai. So they're not Christians. They're anti.
Antichrist.
Yeah, they're anti. Yeah, they're anti. Yep, they're the Antichrist. They're anti-Christians. They're not Christians.
I always like to make that point. We never seen red horned demons walking around you having conversations with them. And, oh, that's not right. It's a man, the man of perdition. It said, but is this the man that made the earth to tremble? That did.
So Lucifer, right? Lucifer is a man. And it says it right there. Lucifer is a man. Technically, Lucifer is men. Light bearer.
Yep.
Light bearers. Meaning they can see in the dark. Meaning they have hidden knowledge. They have understanding of what the world is about, the nations, the Lord, how to take over, take control. That's a light bearer. That's the Illuminati goes back to Lucifer. In fact, Maya Amshir Bauer is the first person, I believe he came up with the term the Luciferians. That's in the book, The Falsifiers of Our No. Falsified
fossils?
What's that book, man? I had like 5 of them damn books.
Satan Angels Exposed.
Not Satan Angels Exposed. It's falsified. I think actually it was in Satan Angels Exposed.
Okay.
But what was the other book? Falsified Customs.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah,
remember that old man? Remember that book? Yeah. It wasn't in there though. It was in Satan Angels Exposed.
Okay.
Satan's Angels Exposed. It said it had Maya Amsher Bauer, right? Which is really Maya Amsher Rothschild, if I'm not mistaken.
It's called fossilized.
There we go. Fossilized Custom. There we go. They had like a hell of different volumes.
That's a good book too.
Yeah. They got different volumes of it. I had probably like 4 of them.
Pagan origins.
Yeah. But pagan no, what's the book you just called? Damn.
Satan Angels Exposed.
Satan Angel Exposed is where Maya Amsher Bauer, it said that he came up with that term, Luciferians, which is the light bearers.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 14 and 16, it said, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble,
Yep.
that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness? What's the other? There's another scripture where it says, because he had violently taken away a house which he built it not. Part of that is that shaking the kingdoms. Violently taken away. You got to shake something vigorously to cast it out.
When you go into Esau's blessing, when you go into the word sword, which is korah, when you go into the root of it, it means a wasting.
Mm-hmm.
A wasting. So that goes into what it say, made wastelands or the scripture you just read.
made the world a wilderness.
A wilderness.
Yeah.
Right. How can you make the world a wilderness other than it's by way of wasting away.
Yeah, it says that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof and opened not the house of his prisoners.
Right. So who was his prisoners? Who the one that has prisoners? Esau, Edom. We the prisoners. The so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American men, woman, and child. Okay? We're the prisoners. All right? So it's pointing directly to this devil, Esau. You see, but you got to have discernment to understand that. See, most Christians don't. Okay? Christianity, if you're in Christianity, you're completely lost. You know, they sprinkled a little bit of fantasy right along with heresy in there for you to believe in. See? Go ahead.
It says that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. It says all the kings of the nations.
And it says, go back.
That made the world as a wilderness.
Yep, made the world as a wilderness, and this is a wilderness right here that we're looking at.
One big cave.
Yep, this is the wilderness. We're in the wilderness.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And destroyed the cities thereof.
Right, by concrete, by fracking, you know, excavatings,
yep.
Digging into the earth,
mining. Yep.
Yep. Exhausting the resources in the earth.
Oh, rigging, digging. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Taking the blood lot. The blood is the oil from the planet.
Rigging and digging.
Yep.
They say oil is a non-renewable source. But that's because Esau is taking so much of it at a quick amount of time.
Yep.
Yeah, don't worry. I mean, don't.
Yeah, they sucking the earth dry.
Yep.
Well, that's why it's more earthquakes.
Right.
See?
You sucking the earth dry. You taking everything from the soil.
Yep.
Another thing what Apostle Bob mentioned a while back, a long time ago, that like the land sapling.
Yeah.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, the land sapling.
Yeah, there
like,
you go.
They don't let it rest.
Right,
You gotta give the earth to it. You gotta
Rest.
give it they gotta give it rest.
Gotta give it rest. Fuck.
Esau is a maniac. That nigga is crazy.
He's a fucking mad scientist.
He's a maniac. Like, you gotta get shit to rest. It's the earth. Mother Earth. You know? That's why we need more than one woman. You can't just keep pounding the same earth. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need more than one woman. You can't just keep pounding that same goddamn soil, nigga. You gotta get some new soil. You gotta let that motherfucker breathe. By all means. I gotta get some new soil.
Oh, well, he wanted me to. Okay.
Go ahead, keep going.
But it said
It's
that,
justified.
Just a little bit of faith.
it said that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof,
Yep.
and that opened not the house of his prisoners.
Yeah, not open not the house of his prisoners. We in captivity. Going back to the second verse. The captives. He not open up his house of his prisoners.
Because America, it's a big concentration.
This is a big right. It's a big prison. Well, that's why what's the nigga name? Alex Jones, Bill Hicks, the prison planet.
Yeah.
Prison planet. It's a prison planet. Go ahead.
It says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be after
That's what it's intended.
the 1,000-year rulership. After they serve us 1,000 years, they're gonna be in their own house.
Deuteronomy 32 says that the Lord separated the nations. He divided the inheritance.
There you go.
He divided the lands. He spread everybody the fuck out.
That's one of the classic precepts.
Just to clarify, though, when the nations do leave, you're still going to be subject to us. That's part of us being blessed. To be blessed means to bow,
Right.
or to bend. It's like to bend. So they're going to be submitted to us.
To prostrate.
Yeah, come.
It says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone is in his own house. It says, but to Esau, but thou art cast out of thy grave, like an abominable branch, filthy. It says, and as the raiment of those that are slain, bloody. It says, thrust through with a sword. And ultimate sword is going to be the thermonuclear missiles.
Yeah, for 1,000 years, Esau gonna be he gonna be punished right along with the other nations, but he gonna get the hardest punishment.
Hell yeah.
So we gonna be whooping his ass, physically and figuratively. We're gonna be whooping his ass in front of the nations, and they're gonna see like, damn, he was the wicked. God damn. Go ahead, you got it.
Remember,
All they doing is playing soccer.
Yeah, Esau's going to have when you read all the other accounts that we were reading in the scriptures with Micah, with Job, there's always an outcome. The Lord has a chapter in Job where it talks about the heritage of the wicked oppressor. So we haven't read all the other outcomes, but here it's telling you, because if you read what happens when a man is like this, it lets you know there's a consequence. So it says, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. It says, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land. So, like you said, Esau's going to have like a separate punishment going on with him. I know what you said, brother. You said years ago, I might just take my food and polish 1,000 shoes a day. But we're going to be on a more, the scripture talk about meditating terror and all that, but and verse on minds are going to be 144% intact in capacity with the Lord. So we're going to have ways of thinking. We might just grab the background and force it.
Yeah.
Like with Loki and Thanos, But it says, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. It says, the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. You're not going to have a glorious memorial to your name. In fact, when America is done and destroyed, it's going to be just nothing but desert. It says that nothing but the bitter and wild beasts just right here, but nothing will ever inhabit this place ever again. So that's a statement for the Lord. Totally dethroning, taking this man down from a heightened status. Everything about this man is going to be stripped. All his ornaments, everything will be taken away from him. So it says actually, you know what? It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. And that's what we're doing right now too. All right, the Lord is threatening, but we're just getting you prepared for that. All right? It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise. It even tells you, Jeremiah 51, say unto the land of Babylon, rise not. All right? It says they do not rise. It says, prepare slaughter for the children of the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son. The remnant. That's you know, pertaining like with the elect. The definition of remnant is survivors. So the survivors of Esau. That's why, you know, we're going to come back after the nuclear destruction on this place, and we're going to fish out the remnant of those that survived and take them into captivity. So it says, cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. It says, I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom, because you're going to have radioactive radiation on this place. You're going to have contaminated water here. It says, in pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, says the Lord of hosts. So because of everything, you know, what's that term? Frivolous amount of time that Esau spent in America with the time that he had being empowered, the control he was given, all he ever used it for was to be wicked, to take peace, to be violent, to roll on an individual in a deceptive way. You know, the scriptures talk about this man forsaking the poor. You know, in fact, you use the poor as your target practice. The main ones being poor is the Israelites. So because of all that time you spent being wicked, the Lord's going to really, you know, take his time to clean out this place. Well, actually, an hour. But it's going to be thorough. So
that's why the scriptures say that favor bestowed to the wicked, there shall be not a lot of righteousness.
Right.
The Lord gave him favor, gave him a kingdom. So he used this time to be a king.
Well, part of that favor is that he had the scriptures. Yeah. He knew what to do. That was the favor. He had the Bible. He knew how to see that devil, he understands on how to be
Establish him.
he knows what righteousness is, but he goes opposite. He has the scriptures. He knows not to be a covet. He knows not to murder. You know what I'm saying? He knows not, you know, he knows all these things. But he flips it into, well, I'm the chosen because I was the firstborn, and y'all are the heathen, y'all the goyim, so I can tax you, I can put you in debt. You know, the scriptures say we can do that to the heathen. You know, we can give the heathen the bad food. You see what he do? He give us the poor food, the bad. So he knows what he's doing. You know?
he knows the names, he knows how to...
Yep.
I'm going to throw this out real quick. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:7. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Now the mystery of iniquity is who? Esau. Because nobody never knew that who was behind all the wicked stuff that's happening in this earth.
Right.
You know? That's why they call him the mystery of iniquity, the mystery of wickedness. Right? It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. Prophets. Right. Prophets. You know, scattered in the corner day in and day out, week in and week out, prophesy the downfall of this devil and his rulership, man.
We also, reveal the dishonesty from him, the hidden things, things he used for. Well, Apostle Bar said this years ago. In order to expose a secret society, you got to expose their secrets. Yeah. That brings them into the light, and now they have nowhere to hide. So that's how, the light is who? The prophets.
Yeah, in the scriptures.
Yeah, the scriptures. Yahweh Shema Shai. And he's using the prophets to expose this devil, bring him out of the darkness, and putting them under a scope.
Yeah, bring down the strongholds.
Like every day you go on the internet, you can find some dirt about Esau. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why who mentioned that? Who mentioned that one saying? They said, "I wish the internet was never invented."
Rockefeller?
Say it again. Oh yeah, it was one of them.
Should have never created the internet.
Yeah, should have created the internet.
But you can, literally, you can find something new every day about Esau. Yeah, you can see the same stuff too, but something new every day you can find something.
So what the thing is, when the internet was first created, the first thing that popped up was the Rex 84. Now you found out that Esau behind that shit. The Rex 84, concentration camps, and all these different, you know what I'm saying? Because we first got the truth, the first thing we looked at.
Yeah.
The Rex 84 camps.
It was J. Rockefeller. Internet should have never been invented.
Yep.
Well, now they just last week or 2 weeks ago they brought out how the software that Google uses is Adreno, but what do they got? Google Chrome, so it's Adrenochrome. More shit, you know.
It says, "And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming," which is to come. Hey, hold it up. Hold it up.
Oh, okay, my bad. I told him.
Yeah, that's all right. Hold it up. This says, "It shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." Woo. So the brightness of his coming, don't nuclear missiles.
There you go.
You know, America's destruction is at hand. It is, and that's why the prophets are sent out to warn, man. You know.
I just brought this out. The state of Wisconsin, where we're at, is actually trying to be the leader in nuclear fusion right now. They created something, I don't know what it was, I'll have to go back, but they're claiming Wisconsin is the head right now of nuclear fusion projects. I think it's like 70 million projects coming up. And
Mike can get you a job.
yeah,
My bad. Go ahead.
2022 was the year that had the most talk ever about nuclear fallout in history. And ever since then, it's been nothing about the bombing going on with Israel, Iran. Russia is saying that that America tries to help Israel for what Iran did to Israel, and if Israel retaliates, they're going to bomb us. You know, so tensions are getting high. You know, it's getting it. Like the brother said, to try to see what's coming. This is a prophecy, man. We already know that the words of the Lord, they don't come out void, man. They accomplish what they say.
Book of Habakkuk chapter 2, starting at verse 5. He says, "Yea, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man."
Yeah, the wine is his philosophy.
His witchcraft.
Yeah.
His deception.
Hey,
All the ideals.
MAGA. You know, you look up MAGA, it means witch. Here it is, making the people believe, oh, good things are coming.
Yeah, no.
Witchcraft.
And Trump is for you.
Oh yeah, MAGA, Magi.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, Magi. Yeah.
It says, "Yea, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied."
Yep, he can't be satisfied, man. So this is an all-out expose on Esau. He can't be satisfied. If you dead, you know, if he killed the father, he want to kill the grandson. He want to cut the seed off. You know.
You gotta be, just to think about how malignant you gotta be and how hateful you gotta be.
It's not enough. What did Agent Smith say? More.
Well, that's the perpetual hatred. That nigga hurt. He hurt. He didn't get that blessing. He's hurt.
Yeah.
It said he sought it carefully with tears.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta imagine, like, what type of crying that nigga was doing. Like, that cry led down the generations. Every Edomite feels that cry late at night. You know what I'm saying? Like, they feel that cry that Esau had. You know?
Imagine how you sounded crying.
Man.
I'm thinking Tom Hanks when Wilson got
Remember
taken
that-
away with the current.
Remember that cartoon that I put in the chat?
Oh yeah, yeah.
When
Esau. Remember that? It's an old, it's an old cartoon called Jacob and Esau. Yeah, and he took the blessing from him.
Took the blessing from
He
him.
said, Esau.
It was like a nursery type.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that shit. It's like, yeah, that's old. Yeah.
He took his he gave
Hold
him
on.
polish, right? He gave him polish for
You
his,
got it.
his rulership. He was like,
Hey, hold on, I'm gonna find it. Esau. Yeah, that shit was
It
funny.
made everybody feel
Yeah,
his
he's-
wrath. Like
yeah.
everybody in every corner of the earth is feeling this nigga's wrath.
I don't know if you saw the cartoon, man. I'm about to put it in the chat, man. That shit funny as hell.
Go ahead, what you got?
It says, it's a lot more. But it says, he cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. That's why this is called, known as the Great Melting Pot. You know, here in American Babylon, you know, all nations have been gravitating
Dang,
over,
put it
you
in.
know, to sell merchandise, you know.
Make a better life. They came in for a better life.
Right, the American dream.
Yep.
It says, verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long?
Esau colored feelings, man. He creases not in. He took over them the whole planet. Well, he owned it. He owned the whole planet because the Lord gave him that power.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
And desiring what is not his, that goes to the covenant.
Yep.
Read it Mike in the second chapter. The covenant feels like you see what the nations have, those different resources, minerals, and you figure out a way to extract it. You know the plot. You know, when you watch the Confessions of an Economic Hitman, it lays down the blueprint. How they
Yep.
What do you
With
think
the
the
Trump-
Trump war was about back in '91?
Oh yeah,
92.
yep. Trump, well, a few during his tenure, I guess you could say as president, he came out and said that we have a God-given right to all resources in the world. That nigga just came out and said it. I was like, wow. I think I did a lesson on it, but it's gonna take a while to try to find it. But yeah,
It's our time to die.
he said that
But
shit.
everybody has their portion. Okay, look, the brother just mentioned like every nation has spread out. They had a particular lands and portion they inherited.
Inheritance, yeah.
So you trying to take other people's inheritance, like
Yeah, that's why I said remove not the ancient landmarks.
Yep.
Take, You can't take another man's land. And this devil is foul, man. But see, that's why the judgment is going to be meat for his actions in the earth.
Yeah, the scriptures in Revelation say that his sins reached into the clouds, reached into heaven.
You got it.
God. It says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Right, so he's increasing everything that's not his, and what? He's increasing with thick clay, which the thick clay is dealing with his debt that he's accumulating. You see? So he's taking over everything, and not only that, but he's accumulating a debt. Okay? Which that the Hebrew word is ibatya. You know? When you look at Esau, how much they owe trillions of dollars in debt.
Yep.
And we're talking about double digits, almost triple digits when it comes to debt.
That's why they want him to do an ultimate reset.
Yeah.
It says, verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly against thee, Salaki, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee?
Hey, I'm sorry. Go back to about the debt real quick.
God.
Abatyat, that's the reason why Esau wants to do a whole reset of the system, is because of the debt. You see, and that's what the CBDC is about. The central bank and digital currency is about, because it's high so much debt. What Esau needs to do is he needs to reset the system, and the reset is going to be the new world order with the charagma.
It says, Habakkuk 2 and 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his,
Yep.
how long, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Yep.
Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall vex, that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them.
Mm-hmm.
A booty is something. Is
A
when
spoil.
You, yeah, a spoil. You know, so America's gonna be a spoil.
Yep.
You know.
Ooh, I got something.
Just to your point, the next verse. It says, verse 8, Habakkuk 2:8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
Woo, that's it.
All the remnant of the people shall spoil.
Let's talk about the nations. The nations gonna spoil you.
What did you read? Okay, I have. Are you done with that?
No, it's like, it says, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Right, like the scripture says, how I go,
By the blood of him that shed it.
yeah, but by the, you know, if you shed blood on the land, the blood of the land cannot be cleansed, but by the blood of him that
Ain't
shed.
that in Numbers?
Numbers.
I know it's
some
30,
last few
33 or
verses.
30 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna get to it.
It says, verse 9, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house,
Yep.
that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So, you know, pretty much, you know, he takes from the other nations so he can prop himself up.
Okay.
So he can, yeah.
This is Numbers chapter 35, verse 33.
Yep.
So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land.
And there's been a lot of bloodshed.
A lot of murdering.
Yep. Slaves. Atlantic slave trade. All right. AIDS created cancer that was created. You know. The vodka, which was created. Pestilences, which was created.
Abortions, I can't say it, but
Yeah, abortions.
Yeah, because it was called the Black Project.
You know,
So,
the abortions, right?
Okay.
That's bloodshed.
The lynchings.
The lynchings, that's bloodshed. The food, that's bloodshed. You know?
Yeah, you ain't supposed to cast a stumbling block in front of your neighbor.
Yep.
You know, and if it was established a Judeo-Christian society,
Really?
y'all, this is the biggest hypocritical society ever known.
The gangs, right? You say you should not put a stumbling block. Well, through the witchcraft and the medium, he put that vibration of gang culture and hip hop out there so they can kill one another. That's still blood on your hands.
Yep,
You put that medium out there. In the 50s and the 60s, Jake wasn't killing each other. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was little fights and, you know, niggas was, you know, doing some shit. Hey, Jake, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But for the most part, 30s, we just getting out of slavery. 20s, 30s, 40s. Jake is in the mind of banding together, dealing with one another. We out of slavery, let's, you know. Yeah, Jake wasn't, you know, killing each other and shit. Esau brought that shit in.
We knew then it was the family was the
most
strongest
important
suit.
thing.
Yeah.
Through slavery, hell yeah, we about to stick with our family. Because you done had maybe 3 different fucking families. You done went to this plantation and got a wife and had children, and then something had happened with masters, some bullshit. Then now your wife
up
gone,
again.
your kids gone. Now you went to a whole nother plantation, or another woman came to the plantation and you didn't fell in love with her, and y'all had kids, and maybe y'all didn't got separated, and you may have to fucking leave some goddamn where. You done started damn near 3 goddamn families, and right in the time of after slavery, you got this, you know, y'all, now it's like we all have to really stick together as a unit. And that bitch ass nigga, he cut that shit.
He really cut that shit when he started kicking the fathers out the house.
He cut it.
Yeah.
And
That was Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yep. And they orchestrated that crazy shit. What's the name of that shit?
Welfare.
Welfare. Yeah, that came a little later. But if you read, like, I mean, if you know about, you know, black families, man, you know, Israelite families of today, and really, Jake really don't have a father in their household.
Yeah, and that was all orchestrated.
Yeah, that's all planned out.
But you know, when you look up those what is that? Damn. The Jim Crow.
Yeah.
That ended in like 1975.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago, man.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. So slavery.
Our parents was born in the time of Jim Crow.
Yep, there you go. Yep.
look at how the white man got so rich. They tell you that it was based off of keeping Jake, the blacks, at a low, poor state.
Not just the blacks, the so-called
Yeah.
Negro and Latino and Native American. They can scoff all they want.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. Shit. If they don't scoff, then we ain't doing something right.
If they don't scoff, then we are.
if they don't frown at what we doing, then we ain't doing something right.
They don't.
You
they
know?
don't frown. We ain't frown.
But yeah, so yeah, they broke the family structure, and this, what you got through entertainment, they were able to bring in the hip hop to destroy the family structure.
Destroy Jerusalem.
Yep, and then they had the prison and pipeline, the prison pipeline.
Yeah.
So it was from prison pipeline was basically jakes that they couldn't make it in school. They made it so if you failed in school, you was automatically gonna go to jail.
Yeah. And school ain't shit.
Yeah, it ain't. But in
By nature, the man ain't dealing with that shit. Man, by nature, man wasn't dealing with that school shit. We would be bewitched to get into the college degrees and all this extra goofy shit. But majority of the men, great grandfathers, they didn't even make it to goddamn high school. They didn't even make it to middle school.
That's right.
They never went to middle school.
They was on the farm.
They went to skills and trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we supposed to be doing.
They ain't go to school. That was the programming.
Right.
That's another way of destroying the family through, and those were re-education shitters when you think about it.
And also, what I was mentioning before,
Man.
elementary really is simple.
Elementary what?
If you really look at that word elementary, the word really means simple.
Simple, yeah.
You got sophomore year,
Yep.
junior year. You got university coming from university, meaning one term many.
And then you got degree, which is degradus, which means to downgrade. So your ass is through.
I got my motherfucking GED.
I got a GED and I can't find a job.
Yep. Can't find shit.
I know a handful of motherfuckers.
Handful of motherfuckers.
Yep.
Told your ass 15 years ago don't do that shit. Now your ass stuck. Moving back home with your mama.
$100,000 worth of debt. It's all a ploy. Shit, when I was in college, we had a binder that we had to pay. We had to pay $500 for a binder.
Yep.
It wasn't no book. It was a binder. $500, and they made everybody pay. If you didn't buy that book, okay, you was gonna fail the class. That's how they made it. And this was an introductory class.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I'm
Yep.
not even bullshit. So I had to take out a loan just to buy that fucking book.
College ain't shit.
If you was smart, and the smart ones would try to go to the upperclassmen and try to get that book.
Yeah, get the book for
They
real.
was exploiting the fuck out of the freshmen.
Yep.
I'll never forget.
You want to go to college just to get hoes.
Bro, and drink. I was drinking with Gad, bro.
Yep.
That's all I did.
That's the only reason why I wanted to go to college.
College ain't nothing but a big ass.
That's the only reason. Just because of the dorms. Because I had the college life in high school. Because I was going to the colleges for high school in high school, but I was staying at the dorms. You know what I'm saying? I was staying in the dorms, young. So all I wanted to do was,
All I'm gonna say is,
yeah.
Those were the best parties, man.
Yeah, it was going down, and
College ain't nothing but a big ass
I've lived a life.
well, yeah, my intent was
Young.
to get a degree, but I ended up drinking and all that other shit.
But it destroys you.
Yeah, that's all.
It got nothing but women, drugs, drinking, parties. That's all it is.
and the women-
And then breaking your neck, falling asleep in class. All the shit that you see in movies, that is real life.
Now, if you seen that movie, School Days,
Yep.
with Keisha Campbell,
Yeah, and yeah, I know you're talking about.
that show you how, that really shows you, about the Boule Society and stuff like that. How you join a fraternity.
The sorority,
The sorority
fraternity.
frat,
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's right. That's that college life.
Yeah, because on my campus, 75% of the women had 75% of the women had syphilis. I'm not lying. Yeah, they had the men and the women. It was in the 70. It was in the 70 percentile range. They was because you had the white girls. They would just you had Colombians who played baseball on the team, and them Cubans would come. They would come to my school, and they would play baseball, and they was giving it up, boy. Them white girls fell in love with Manasseh.
What do you say off of?
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave that
Manasseh had
alone.
it. Manasseh had it.
But Shalak, even now though, right? After the what was that major thing that happened, and then afterwards, I think the 2020, if I'm not mistaken. After 2020, even if you have a college degree, right? You still are unable to get certain jobs because a lot of companies like minimize their staff or either close down, period, right? And then you can't go get a regular job with a bachelor's or a master's because they look at you and say that you're overqualified.
Yeah, that was happening.
So a lot of these people, they could, that had businesses or whatever, no businesses got shut down after 2020. They pretty much tried to they pretty much cut the middle class.
They ain't nothing but the world, man.
Yep, let's get some precepts in.
Yeah, I'm finna throw it out right now. This is on 1 John 4:5. It says, "They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them." Hold on, slide. Y'all got scriptures? Told me, don't throw it out.
Well, what you just brought up there over the world, the colleges and
the world.
all the things that Esau has put in your face as supposed to be in a high esteem, that's of the world, man. The Lord ain't dealing with that shit. The Lord ain't dealing with colleges.
Yeah, that's why your parents.
The gratis, the downgrade, man. You don't get no understanding from that. You get debt and STDs in that motherfucker.
That's why that's why I say your parents, your family will tell you go to college. It's on the world. Everything's on the world.
Yep. Go ahead,
This is the book of Psalm chapter 10 and verse 2. And it reads, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined." That's ultimately going into the wicked Esau Edom, pursuant to Malachi, the first chapter. The poor will represent the Israelites. One of the main ways that they persecuted us was through the slave trade, by bringing us down into a lower state. And the Lord says, and then of course everything that they do through predictive programming, by setting traps through drugs and messed up school systems, all these traps that they set for Jake, the Lord says they're going to be taken in those devices. And that ultimate device is going to be his new world order.
That's right.
The Lord is going to take him in that device. He's going to be disappointed, man.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
This is 1 Corinthians 3:19. It says, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High.
That's it.
For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness."
That's it.
These colleges, these school systems, they ain't nothing but wisdom of this world, man.
One thing my brother said a while back, nothing in this world, you can't go anywhere to like these school systems and cultivate your spirit. Nothing to help nourish what you really need. What's that precept where it says that thou art not rich towards the Lord, thou art rich, because everybody's running in a way to try to get rich in the world, but you ain't going after what's really valuable and what really will sustain your life, which is knowing the Lord.
Yeah, the Edomite lady, Charlotte what's her name? Or how you say her last name? Charlotte Ezer. Somebody go to YouTube and type in the dumbing down of America, and her name will be right there. Charlotte Iserbuert or something like that. She broke it down on how the school systems was basically a fraud. And then you have a book called The Lies My Teacher Never Told.
Yeah, the last teacher.
Yep. Yep. It's called The Lies My Teacher Told Me.
Good book.
Coming down what?
Dumbing Down of America. Her name is Charlotte Iserby, right?
Yeah,
A little weird looking ass Edomite.
Yeah.
She worked for the United States, the White House.
Yeah,
She was in the White House, and she said that the curriculum of all of the school systems, from kindergarten all the way to college.
UNESCO. They got like UNESCO. I think she used to work for them or
It
something.
teaches you how to be. You already know it teaches you how to be a slave because if you.
Yeah.
I posted this on my channel the other day. Jake was talking about how school is just getting you ready to be a slave for the country.
That's it.
You got bells about something you don't even care about. Once you leave the job, I don't give a fuck about the job when I leave. Man.
Yep.
I go home. You know, but when that bell I actually have a fucking bell on my job, man. A loud siren.
Yep.
You leave.
You got a bail in prison.
Yep.
Well, I was just about to say that. You got
The lunch
School
trade,
tables.
all that is prison.
Yep.
School is prison.
Man, that documentary we used to watch called 1984.
Yep, 1984. Yep,
exactly.
it's a prison.
Back to that.
We read that in Isaiah about how they open out of the prison houses. This is the prison in every form, fashion. They teach you a selected few jobs: a police officer, a firefighter, a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer. That's all they put. A teacher, right?
To further indoctrination.
That's it.
And then the doctors ain't doing shit but falsifying. They falsified.
Yep.
A lawyer ain't doing shit but lying.
Yep.
So this society, man, is all fucked up. It got to be erased off the land. That's a military.
Yeah.
plan.
It's a military plane.
Air Force One.
Remind me of Passenger 57. But go ahead, Aki. You find her name?
Charlotte Iserby.
While he finds it, I'm going to read another precept. 1 Corinthians 1:20. It says, "Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world?" It says, and the disputer of this world has done nothing but just demonize what we're saying. You know, you never have Biden go up to one of the camps. Could you imagine that? You know, Kamala Harris go up to the apostles. Well,
Hell no.
but it says, "Have not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world?" And that's exactly, the sentiment we have, because we know we at one point in time, we thought that was the way to go. You just heard bro's testimonies, but then we found out like they was totally off. It was totally wrong. And ultimately, this knowledge or the wisdom of the world is trains you to be further away from the Heavenly Father.
Exactly. Exactly. The wisdom of this world trains you to go further away from Yahweh Shemel Shai. The philosophies of this world pushes you further away from Yahweh Shemel Shai.
Science actually means goes back to Satanism. So, Revelation. Well, I'll get it while the brother is still getting what he needs. I got it. Okay, come.
Well, the word science goes back to knowledge.
It's sentient. So I think it's sentient.
Yes, yeah. It really goes back to knowledge.
Are you good?
The information on Charlotte Iserby.
Go ahead.
All right, this is information on Charlotte Thompson Iserby.
Yep, that's her name.
Yeah. From Wikipedia. It says Charlotte Thompson Iserby, October 26 to 1930 to February 8, 2022, was an American freelance writer and senior policy advisor to the U.S. Department of Education. Charlotte Thompson Iserby was born in Brooklyn, New York on October 26, 1930. She attended Dana Hall Preparatory School and Catherine Gibbs College in New York City, where she studied business. Her father and grandfather were Yale University graduates and members of the Skull and Bones secret
Woo!
society.
So she knew she had the inside scoop.
Oh,
You can't just get into the Skull and Bones, man. Bush was in the Skull and Bones. John Kerry was in the Skull and Bones. No, not Kerry. Bush and Daddy Bush was in the Skull and Bones. Clinton.
George Clinton.
I think it was either Clinton or Kerry. It was one of them.
John Kerry.
It was Kerry, not Clinton.
Yeah, Mike.
It's an easy Google.
Right.
You can, like Apostle was saying, fact check it. Fact check it. Fact check everything. I know both of the Bushes was in the Skull and Bones. It was John Kerry. It was John Kerry. It wasn't Clinton.
Yeah, the nigga from Wisconsin.
Because when he was running for president a lot. When Bush or Little Bush and Kerry was running up against each other for presidency,
They were Skull and Bone brothers.
They put that up there.
Yeah.
They put it out there.
Go ahead.
Yeah, John Kerry from
Yeah, keep going.
It says Iserby served as the senior policy advisor in the Office of Educational Research and Improvement.
And Slovakia. John Forbes Kerry, right?
Yeah.
1966. I just put up the entire list of the Skull and Bones from A to Z. So, yep, John Kerry, John Forbes Kerry.
Yep. So I was right. Okay, Kerry. Go ahead.
Okay, so reading on, it says she served as a senior policy advisor in the Office of Educational Research and Improvement, U.S. Department of Education, during the first term of the U.S. President Ronald Reagan. She later served as a staff employee of the U.S. Department of State, South Africa, Belgium, South Korea. And from 1999, she served as a president of 3D Research. She's known for writing the book, The Deliberate Dumbing Down of America.
Yep.
The book describes how the changes gradually brought into the American public education system work to eliminate the influences of a child's parents.
Woo! The breaking down of the homes.
I think it was one of the
the
elites.
I gotta do a separate lesson
dividing
on
of
that.
the family.
That's the dividing of the family. Yep.
Yeah, they separated the children from the parents. That's why the school system, the kid can't miss a certain amount of days.
Yep.
And stuff like that. And then the teachers get, and the principal, they get incentives on if the kids, how many kids attend.
Yep.
And their attendance and all of that type of stuff.
And it's also a contract that the state, because you have parties that are into the family household. That's why, like, marriage is a trap.
Yeah.
You have to put your kids in school.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to, or you will get in trouble if you don't have your kids in school. Because they do the census.
Yeah, exactly.
So they'll know.
And they're trying to do away with homeschooling.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm about to mention it too. Yep.
Yeah, now they call it what is it, child molestation. If you don't.
She ain't got my number.
All right, reading on. It says the book describes how the changes gradually brought into the American public education system work to eliminate the influences of a child's parents and mold the child into a member of the proletariat in preparation for a socialist, collectivist world of the future.
Yeah, so and that's what they've been doing with the especially the
Look
younger
up the
kids
word
now.
proletariat. I forgot what it meant, but I knew what it meant.
I got it right here.
I
Go
think it's
ahead.
for the elite class.
The proletariat is the social class of wage earners.
Yep. The
Oh,
slaves.
yeah,
That's it.
Oh, proletariat, and then you got
Yep.
Presbyterian. I'm just making some shit up. Go ahead.
It says those members of a society whose possession of significant economic value is their labor power.
Exactly. To put everybody in debt, because when you're born, your straw man puts you as a corporation, so you are bound to work.
Yep.
You have to work because you got to pay taxes. That's
You
it.
gotta pay taxes
But I was
to the
gonna say,
queen.
just-
To the
I
queen.
think it was one of the elites that said, you want just the right slave, not too smart of a slave.
Yeah.
So that's what the educational system is about.
Yep.
But this education shit, they use I think they still use this tactic. Say like you could have graduated out of grammar school in 1995, right? But they push your ass back up your grade, something like that, a year to graduate. You know, that's crazy.
And what Bush came out with the No Child Left Behind. So you had a lot of dummies going to the next grade.
Bull. Yep.
Yeah, there was a No Child Left Behind.
I remember that. I remember when that shit
now
first popped
they
off in the
changed-
city.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
that.
They
Like,
changed
what?
the
This
grade
stupid
number.
nigga.
They changed the grade number now of grades in school.
Yep.
Oh,
Like
wow.
I think.
Oh yeah, I seen
I
that.
think
Yeah.
like an A is like a 75 now.
So you'll actually get
It's
like an
that
actual
bad.
letter on your report card.
It's that.
Yeah,
fucking
no,
bad,
it's
bro.
it's like they changed the percentile
Oh, okay.
of
Because everybody is
grade.
dumb now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The fuck?
Get a 0 plus.
You got an A. You passed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
I
that on
think,
that?
A passing grade was D in my
Yep.
time.
Yeah. A passing
D
grade
is
was
failing.
Yeah.
D is,
Yep.
Shit, C is barely making it, but
Yep.
D is fucking failing.
F just fucked up. This 1 John 2:16, it says, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eye and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world."
That's it. Let's one or two more precepts. We wrapping it up.
I'll get this one real quick. Revelation 11:8, it says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city," which the dead bodies represented Israel, and that great city being Babylon the Great,
It's America.
which is America,
I know.
which they even call America the greatest country on the planet. So it's talking about America. It says that their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Yep.
And that's also how we know that the outcome of this place is that it's going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. Sodom means burnt. Egypt is the house of means of bondage, which ultimately being a prisoner, which the Israelites are prisoners. But it says where also our Lord was crucified. And that just backing up how everything in this time was meant to ultimately X out of the existence of a God, being the Heavenly Father Yahweh, but also Yahweh Shai in this time too.
Yep. X amount crucified.
Yep. That's why everything is gearing towards AI right now. Neuralink, man with machine, fourth industrial
Revolution. The fourth industrial revolution.
Fourth industrial revolution, yes. But ultimately, everything to forget and X out of power being present or responsible for all of this creation, everything. So, fuck the education system.
Right. You got something, lawyer?
Yeah, I do. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4, and verse 26, reading down to 28. It says, "Then answered he me and said, The more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come. For this world,
No, go ahead.
for this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmity."
Right. So we're looking for a new world, you know? And these people can't comprehend. So when we out here, that's what we're doing. We're talking about the new world to come and the abolishment of the current world that we live in. So they can't comprehend what we mean because that's all they know is this.
True abolishment.
Yeah.
Verse 28, "But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee,
You an abolitionist? Go ahead.
for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come."
Right. So the evil that was sown is Esau, but the destruction thereof not to come, yet to come, is that thermonuclear destruction.
Right.
Because that's how he's going to be taken out of the earth.
And finally, verse 29, "If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good."
Right. So we're looking for the good. So this world has to pass away, and it will,
That's
as you see.
Just like Esau is cursing Israel, we're cursing them back. With righteous
right.
vibration.
All right, so with that, we'd like to get all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Double honors to our apostle, great millstone. Peace, salutation to the whole elect. Is doing the work in truth and sincerity of Bible.
Bible. Shalom. Did it? I was. Well, I